Hello there everybody and welcome back to another episode of Tactical Masterclass with me, Matthew, also known as SamuraiHex. Now, if you watched the Zero to Hero episode, the last episode to come out of this channel, which I do recommend you do after you've watched this of course, I had problems with the Tactical Masterclass save, so I've had to redo it again. So, let's get a song and see what happened in the new alternative universe. Take it away, Mad. There once was a man named Nick, who was a North Korean chap. He was paid by the great deal leader to screw Arsenal as he's a Spurs fan. And so when he went with ruining them all, with all these signings and sales, in a sun and window of tat. Ben Cottrell, Zach Orr, Hubert Grasick, George Lewis, all left as they were pretty bad, along with Reece Nelson, who went on loan as well. Saka left to Man City because he upset Lord Nitwit, and Odegaard left to PSG as he upset the man. Both said goodbye for less than they were worth, and they say haha bye bye bleep. But the players who joined, who are they, I hear you ask? Well, come on with me on this journey of players who joined me who are naff. Sebastian Villa joined alongside Samuel Vignato. Aurelio Durizola joined on loan, with him joining permanently that next summer. Bunabani joined alongside Okoye, then Thomas Lamar joined as well. Lastly, Musabara joined on a big deal. Too bad they were about to join a failing club owned by the North Korean top dog. The first half of the season played out and Arsenal had yet to draw. In my tie, I had Argentina won the World Cup against England 3-0. Oh no, oh crap, well that's bad. That's because I'm an English fan, and it makes me sad. And so, the winter window began with 60 million to spend, but first we had to go to the sold players, who got out before it was really the end. Gabriel and Jorginho left to Porto and Man U, then a hot prospect Lino Souza, who was sold on the cheap. Then loads of people went out on loan, until they were probably let go. And now for the signings, of which there were many, but who on earth would be dumb enough to join this failing club? Well, welcome to Overpriced City. Let's see how far I can go without taking a breath. Fogarty, Arujo, Greaves all joint, Williams, Golding, Sipston all joint, Murray Jones, Sanogo, Hammond all joint, Jenkinsons, Davis, Dixon, Hepburn all joint. Phew, that was a lot who joined on a big pay rise and deal, but there was more who came and joined on transfers on a done deal. João Pedro joined for 40 million, and we also got Vargson on loan. The idea was to play him 10 times and he would join fully, but he ended up breaking his toe. I thought it was sprained ankle ligaments. Tete will also be joining on a big deal, and Cristiano will be joining permanently, around about the same time of the year. The window was done, and over £1 million was spent. But Arsenal's season still got worse. They were doomed, pure and simple. So Nitwit, as a Spurs fan, got them relegated. So that is the story of the first season, and now we go to the present. Now don't forget to like and subscribe, otherwise Nitwit will come to your houses. And yes, I know, the whole song didn't rhyme, but who the hell cares? Remember to share with your friends. Wow, that was a good song. I hope you enjoyed it. I lost the file because my laptop kind of had to be fixed. I had to get an i7 processor thing installed again in my laptop because it kind of went all faulty. So I've been unable to. I lost all the save. And I lost all the files for the episode 2. So I've had to do a second universe. And we basically ruined them even more than we could possibly do because I was buying loads of transfers for a ridiculous amount of money and selling players on them ridiculously cheap. Yeah. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans. Again, I said it before, I am sorry. But as you can see, the first season went well if you're a Spurs fan because, well, not really if you're a Spurs fan, you finished 10th. But as Nitway, who's a Spurs fan, he was happy to have relegated Arsenal with 0 points, minus 513 goal difference. Last time in the alternative universe, I think it was 496. So that tactic then was in the 23.1 database. This is the 23.4 database. So maybe it's worse. Who knows? Test it out yourself. Which you can do in the description below for the first one, and the second one will also be available as well as soon as this video goes live. This was the tactic we're using the first season, and this is the tactic we're using the second season. So it's a lot more defensive. We've got 2 defenders, no attackers, load of wingers and people on the wide. So we'll see how it goes, shall we? So as you can see, it is now the 1st of July 2023. All that round. Transfers have happened. Well, the first lot of transfers have happened. So let's go have a look at them, if I can eventually get to the screen. So, if we could just go back to last year, we had some people leaving. Leandro Trossard left a spot at Moscow for 7.25 million. Gabriel Jesus also left the Zenit. Zayn Munlu, who was a youngster who was quite good, he's gone to Watford on the cheap. We also sold William Saliba for 19.5 million to Sheffield United, and Cedric's gone on a permanent transfer to Lille. Now, people we signed before the season began. Dara Lenihan joined from Middlesbrough for 10 million, centre back, because we have literally no centre backs anymore. Michael Keane also joined for 5 million from Everton, and Emmanuel Valeri joined as a left back, left wing back, and left midfielder. This time coming from Cremonese, and Marek Rodak joined from Fulham for cheap. You can tell which one was the director of football. Yeah, that one. In terms of released players, Matthew Smith, Ryan Alebioso, Miguel Aziz, James Hilson and Tim Akinola all left. I don't think anyone left the season before, no we didn't. And then obviously Alvaro Adriozola joined permanently after his loan move. And Gaetano Oristanio joined as well. Tete joined for 70 million. Tete joined for 70 million. 35 up front, 35 over the next few seasons. And Phil Jones joined on a free. Kieran Tierney left on loan to Leeds. Benjamin White left to West Ham for 7.5 million. Catalina Surgeon has gone on loan to Exeter. Pablo Mari's left 4.3 million to Monza. Reece Nelson left on a free to Wolfsburg. Charlie Patino, really good up and coming youngsters, left on a free into. If you want to know of anyone's that contracts are expiring in the next few years, I'm just not renewing. I'm letting them release because Nitwit's an Arsenal fan. He wants people to. No, Nitwit's a Spurs fan. He wants them to get screwed. It's nowhere near my views. I want Arsenal to win the league next year. I won't say that they didn't this year. But yeah, Mohamed Al-Neni's also left to Al Jazeera. Marcel Flores has left to Rennes. Amario Koscielny-Dubry is left to Aston Villa. Tyrese John Jules has left to Huddersfield. Elian Quisada-Thorne has left to Nottingham Forest. Matthias Roberts has left to West Brom. Alex Kirk has left to Hull, all on frees. And then we also saw Bron Holding to PSV Eindhoven and Aaron Ramsdale to Benfica. Very cheap deal there. And that takes us to the 1st of July, where the transfer season is still going on. And these are the games we've got from the fixture schedule. If you want to know who got promoted to the Sky Bet Championship and who got relegated with us, well, it was Everton and Nottingham Forest. So Everton, I think, got relegated on the final day of the season. Completely different to what happened in real life. And Forest had only had about 3 points in the first half of season games. And they actually kept Steve Cooper until February, when they only had about 6 points. And then they got about, 15 or something like that. So, they were doomed, pure and simple. In terms of people that were promoted to the Championship, we've got Derby County, yay, Peterborough and Wickham. If you don't know, I'm a Derby County fan. I definitely wouldn't be an Arsenal fan if I was doing this, would I? So a bit of info to show. Man United are no longer a fierce rival anymore. They've gone down from fierce rival to other rivals, alongside I think Liverpool as well. Tottenham and Chelsea are still the same. So yeah, really bad if you like those rivalries, but you're probably never going to see Arsenal in the Premier League again, with at least we're Nitwit in charge. We're also debt ridden. If you want to know, I decided to mess with the depths and loans of you can do in this year's FM with the in-game editor. If you don't know, the in-game editor is allowed, just so I can become unsackable. Otherwise, this save would literally only last 5 games, and in the first season, yeah, the in-game editor is needed for this, and I want to just test out things in the in-game editor without really doing it without having to really care, you know. I don't like doing it much in my personal saves. I don't like doing it at all in my normal YouTube saves nowadays. Knock off certain bits, like say looking at a player for purposes of a YouTube video, but they hardly ever happen really. But yeah, in-game editor is allowed, but then is a given I got Arsenal relegated with 0 points last season. But yeah, debts and loans. We've got club chairperson loan. Technically, the club chairperson is Nitwit. He's also the owner is North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. I haven't edited or anything. Technically, it is still Stan Kroenke, I think, or whatever you pronounce his name. It's also Takeover in in progress. Yeah, it's Stan Kroenke. So I haven't changed any of that. But in this world, we're saying that North Korean government own Arsenal, because North Korean owners are Spurs fans, so it's Nitwit, and yeah, that's the law. That is the law, and I don't want anything said about it. But yeah, the transfer summer has ended, and we've signed a few more players on amounts of money. So in terms of people that left since last time, we've got Bradley Ibrahim joined loan to Morecambe. Nicolas Pepe joined Juventus for 11 million. Granit Xhaka has joined Napoli for 7 million. We've got Marquinhos joined Fenerbahce. Henry Jeffcott joined on loan to Bolton. Runar Alex Runarsson joined Monaco on quite a cheap deal. Kayan Edwards joined for about 14 million almost. Well, rising up to 14 million from Brentford. James Golden went on loan. Lewis Brown went on loan. Matt Turner's gone to Crystal Palace for 4.4 million. Albert Sami Lukonga's done Feyenoord for 21 million. 17.75 million. Nuno Tavares has joined Hertha. João Pedro and Norman Trust has gone on loan to either to Gladbach and Vancouver Falcons respectively. Thomas Partey's joined Atalanta on the cheap. Gabriel Martinez joined Everton, quite a high deal really, 30 million. Florian Balogun has joined Hamburg. Mike Beereth has joined Olympiacos. Eddie Nketiah has joined Olympiacos. Seb Ferdinand's gone on loans. Alexander Zinchenko has gone on such a low amount, £375,000 for a player of Zinchenko's quality is crazy, but for some reason that's what the game decided his value was, and I was happy to accept it. And Chelsea goes gone on loan. Cheltenham. Musabara went as one of our signings, also left to Cruz Azul. Fabio Vieira's gone to Sporting Gijón. Oliver Aguilera's gone on free to Preston. Arthur Conco's gone on cheap to Derby. Aristano's also gone on loan to Clermont-Foot. Kiddo Taylor Hart's gone to Rotherham. Barry Hepburn, Rue Walters, Jack Henry, Francis, Max Bardwell, Tom Smith, Tom Jones, Harrison Tudziak have all gone on loan alongside Moller and Nielsen, and Mario Bendiares left to West Brom. And in terms of the rest of the signings, Marquez Moores joined on a free. Lucas Kubler has joined for 5 million. Now John's joined on a free. And Cody Drama has joined for 15 million. Ryan Gills has joined for 10 million. Charlie Wellens has joined on a free. Got Enik Aguirre has joined for 10 million from Burnley. Dujon Sterling, Ashton and Jay Rodriguez have all joined on frees after the contracts expired. Ryan Fraser's joined for 3 million from Newcastle. Sam McCallum's joined from Norwich for 20 million. Begovic joined for 500k from Everton. Duffy's joined on the free. Joe Duffy, interesting youngster. Ben Mee and Jeremy Gonzalez have both joined as well. William Sula, Sam Chesney, Christian Marquez and Ahmed Salah have all joined. Hamid Abdul Salam joined from 1 million from Reading. Lewis Dobbin also joined from Everton for 20 million. Shay Charles has joined from 10 million from Man City. Ben Nilsson's joined from 10 million. Ben Cottrell's joined for 10 million. Leon King's joined for 10 million. Philip Marshall's joined for 5 million. Max Bardwell's joined for 1 million. Kay Churchley has joined for 1.5 million. Iago Santiago's joined on the free. And Facundo Brunete is joined on loan. It's not even registered. Boy, that was long. We signed a load of players overpriced, sold a load of players underpriced. That's how deals go at Arsenal this year. And if you want to know the first games of the season, we beat LC Sailors in the friendly, lost to Park 2-0. Then we lost to Cardiff. We somehow beat Salford away from home in the EFL Cup first round. Then we lost to Birmingham, Luton, and then Rotherham in the EFL Cup second round. And we've recently lost to Bristol City. It has finally happened. Arsenal are in administration. Yes, so that is right. The eyes are not deceiving you. Arsenal are £450 million in debt, and they're in administration. Debts and loans, we've still got the club chairperson loan of 500 million, 100 million a year, ends in January. By that time, we'll either be no club, but that doesn't happen in FM, or we'll have a new owner, probably. So we'll see how it goes. I actually think we might have a new owner. No, I don't think we do. No, it's still Stan Kroenke. But yeah, administration is up in Arsenal because of the North Korean government being idiots, really. Nottingham Forest lost 4-0 in the terms of the games. Hull City, we ended up beating 1-0. West Brom, Coventry and Peterborough lost heavily. Everton and Blackpool, we actually got draws at home. And then we lost heavily to Millwall and lost just quite closely to Wickham. That takes us to 24th in the league, minus 7 points because of the administration, of course. If we hadn't got the administration, we'd actually be ahead of Huddersfield, which shows that this tactic isn't the best, but it's not the worst compared to the other tactics that we've got in the offer, as like last year's, and then one for next year. Because yes, this is going to be a 3-season stint with Arsenal, and then we're going to continue it with actual good tactics created by the FM community in a Journeyman style, where we get a low league team or somewhere and get them to top tier delight, something like that. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. January the 1st, and more transfers have happened. So the last time was the Wigan game. Since then, we now only lost Middlesbrough, drew against Blackburn, and unfortunately Derby. Preston and Norwich we lost heavily. We then lost narrowly to Sunderland, lost Huddersfield, lost heavily to Stoke, lost to QPR and Swansea, drew against Huddersfield, and lost to Peterborough. In terms of the stuff, we are out of administration, but for some reason we're already 84 million in debt. If you want to know why, at the start of the game, I made my manager have 900,000 wage, which is the max you can do in the game. And for some reason, it kept the promotion, it kept the yearly wage rise of 25%, and so it's gone from 900,000 to 1.1 million. And next season, it'll probably go to what, like 1.4, 1.3 million. So he's the richest manager of all time. If you want to know, I've got to halfway through the third season already, and I've already got the achievement for getting 100 million in career revenue that you can get in the game, which is a really rare achievement. Like only 1% people have got. So that was a cheating way to do it. But yeah, that's Arsenal. The new board, by the way, is Paul Craig, Tremaine McSween, and Vandal Achempong. 2023 all joined. Two directors, one chairperson. In terms of facilities, we actually had to sell the training facilities just to keep afloat, which can happen in the game. We are already paying to improve the training facilities though. That wasn't me, that was the board. As you can now see, we're £122 million in debt. And it's the end of the January transfer window. Many things have happened. First off, the North Korean government managed to find a clause in players' contracts, or forced an illegal clause that's not been looked at all by FIFA or by the FA or by UEFA or any of that stuff. And Nutwit has released a load of players. Anyone quite high in the overalls, the current ability, like 3-star, 3.5-star or more, I have released through the terminate contract feature in the in-game editor. That's taken down the wage budget from 4 million or something to only 1.5 or just under 1.5. So yeah, we're still heavily overspending because they dropped it down to 62,000. And to be honest, I thought I'd do that instead of raising the wage bill through the in-game editor. Why, you ask? Because I didn't think that I can actually edit the wage bill in the game. I completely forgot you can do that in the in-game editor. So I just released people. I think that was more fun. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Arsenal fans. Tottenham fans say you're welcome. But in terms of the transfers, we had Shea Charles, Level Lane, Henry Timmy Davis, Kobe Small, Henry Jeffcott, Barry Hepburn, Diego Santiago, Charles Segai, Will Walters all left alone. Maduka Okoye has done Dynamo Moscow for cheap. Marquez Muller has also gone on loan, and so is Gay. In terms of people that have joined, we've signed Weston Andre on £250 per week, because that's all we could offer. Luke Chambers has also joined on loan from Liverpool. Evan Perry's joined on a free. John Kimani Gordon has joined on loan from Crystal Palace. Ethan Jones has joined on a free from Tranmere. And Alex Kenteles has joined on loan from Southampton. In terms of the results for January, we lost 5-0 to Everton, lost 4-1 to Millwall, lost 2-0 in the FA Cup round and third round to Norwich, lost 5-0 to Blackburn, and lost 5-0 to Wycombe. The results have gone to pot because I've let go all the best players. Anyone who was playing a load of games as well I released. So now the best players technically Michael Keane, Phil Jones and Asmin Begovic. Asmin Begovic is retiring. Phil Jones everyone knows about. Michael Keane's decent, but he can't stop a sinking ship alone. No way can he. That does take us to 24th in the league. Minus 4 points now. Very much look like we are going to get relegated again. Arsenal are relegated. Repeat, Arsenal are relegated. Yes, you heard it here, folks. Arsenal have been relegated from the Championship. I'll be playing League One next season. In terms of the games since last time, we've had a few. We lost heavily to Middlesbrough, heavily to Bristol. Actually lost quite closely to Forest. Lost heavily to West Brom. Somehow got a draw against Coventry. Lost to Blackburn. Lost heavily to Derby. Yay. Lost to Preston. Lost to Norwich. Lost heavily to Birmingham. And lost to Cardiff. So, yeah. Scabet Championship. Norwich are in the playoffs already. Well, guaranteed. But it looks like they'll be higher. They've set higher ambitions than that. Preston have got relegated alongside Arsenal. So a really poor season from Preston. And it looks between some of these teams on who will be relegated. Derby could even get relegated, which I hope to God does happen. Because I'm a Derby fan. And here we are, the end of the season. So last time was the Cardiff game, I think. We lost then to Hull 5-0, Leighton 5-0, Stoke 7-0, QPR 3-0, Sunderland 4-0 and Swansea on the final day of the season at home 5-0. Scarlet Championship has happened. Semi-finals for the playoffs are still yet to happen. You got Forest, Blackburn, Bristol City and Sunderland are all in the playoffs, so I hope Forest don't go up. Norwich, like I said, they've had lofty ambitions. They won the league. Everton finished second. Teams to get relegated, of course, Arsenal -3, minus 130 goal difference. So the tactics is not that bad. It's very defensive. You're most likely to lose, but you don't lose by many. Preston also got relegated with 30 points, which is a really low amount. And on the final day of the season, Wycombe got relegated with 44 points, 2 points behind Coventry in 21st place. Derby finished 14th with 58 points, -1 goal difference. That is not bad from Paul Wall, considering they were a newly promoted side. I just noticed Curtis Davis is still there at 39. He's retiring, Now, I was going to show you the end of season report, but for some reason it's just taken so long, and I've got limited time to do this. So I'm just going to finish the episode here. So if you're a Spurs fan, you're welcome. If you're an Arsenal fan, I'm sorry. I only did it because at Christmas time you were top of the league, and when I did the first episode of Tactical Masterclass in the alternative universe, you were still top of the league. Obviously, it hasn't gone well for you, so I'm sorry for that. Hopefully you win the league next year. But yeah, if you somehow like this video, please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel for more FM23 content. You're going to have this series called Tactical Masterclass. We're also going to have Zero to Hero as well. And we might also have another series that I'm in the planning of, which is like Build a Nation with Poland. It's also a Journeyman as well, where we have to go from league to league, club to club, get them to the very top of Polish football, and then leave to go somewhere else and do the same there. Just to make it interesting so we're not winning all the time. Oh, and also it's director of football only, so very challenging. Build a Nation. you got that to look forward to over the coming weeks, hopefully. But yeah, if you are looking forward to that, looking forward to more Tactical Masterclass episodes, or just Zero to Hero, please subscribe. Really does help the channel out. Comment as well. Like I said, all the help. It helps the channel out so much. Comments, likes, sharing with your friends, subscribing. It just helps and makes me feel happy. So I thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Hex, Sandgat. Bye everybody.